Hey, what's up guys? Thanks for joining me on this YouTube video. Today we're going to talk about 4 ways to make cash flow on your property. So the first one is buying a property where the jobs are, where high paying jobs are. So when I say high paying jobs, I mean like the healthcare industry. Let's say for me, I invest in student housing. The students don't necessarily have a high paying job, but they do have a student loan that they can take out, or they can rely on one of their parents to help pay for the rent. Another example of an area of high paying jobs is large tech, a place with large tech companies. For example, Silicon Valley has a lot of big name tech companies that pay a lot, like Apple, Google, Facebook, all of that, right? So you want to invest in those areas where people are going to make enough income so that they can afford the rent and they're not going to be delinquent on rental payments. So that ensures you have high cash flow, low vacancy, low risk of having to evict a tenant, and low risk of having missed rental payments. So the second thing I recommend is adding bedrooms and renting by the bedroom. Now this strategy is a niche strategy that I really like using because I invest in the college town housing, where I basically buy a house, put in as many bedrooms as I can, and rent out by the bedroom, because each bedroom you can put in leads to an extra $500 to $700 in rental income, which really skyrockets your portfolio. You're able to make $1,000 to $1,500 more in rental income on your properties, and that goes a long way in terms of allowing you to buy your second or third rental, or maybe you want to pay off the rental faster, or you want to invest the money elsewhere, right? That additional cash flow really helps to skyrocket your portfolio and scale. So the third one I want to talk about is finding off-market listings. Now, there's a couple of ways to do this. What I actually do is talk to my real estate agent who really knows the market. They've made a lot of sales in that area, and they kind of establish a network in that area. So basically, they get access to a lot of sellers who want to sell off-market, don't necessarily need to list it on the MLS. And so I was able to get this for my 5th property. I got it off-market, and I was able to pay under market price for it because the realtor was representing both the seller and the buyer, so he was able to subtract some of his commission on the property in order to sell it to me for off market. So the seller was happy, I was happy, we're able to go through a quick escrow process, and so basically it was a win-win situation for everyone. So I would actually recommend trying to search around for different real estate agents, try to get a feel of which ones of them know that local market, and see if any of them can get you some off-market listings. The last thing I want to recommend is finding a great lender. So it's very important you have the best financing you can get for your properties. Simply just calling up 3 to 5 lenders will go a long way in making sure that you have the lowest closing costs and lowest interest rate possible. I actually had a friend who called up, the first lender he called up offered him a 4.875% interest rate, and then he called 10 more lenders and he found somebody who offered a 3.375% interest rate with very similar closing costs as well. So it's kind of crazy how big of a difference it could be by just calling different lenders and seeing which ones offer the best rates, because everyone has a different set of rules, different criteria, and different rates that they can offer you. And sometimes one company might be better than the other, and a couple of months later the other company is better than that company. So that's why it's very important to get real-time quotes from as many lenders as possible. I recommend calling at least 10 lenders up, or I would say 5 to 10 lenders up, to get a quote or a loan estimate from them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and join me for next week's video.